Hi, students. How are you doing today? Yeah, I'm having this short video to quickly explain something to you guys. I get to teach different students, and I have some funny questions that students asked, in which I'm ready to share with you and to give proper explanations. Okay, so one of the questions students like to ask, sir, why the hell do we need to create functions and functions? Okay, be it Python, be it Java, I've answered those questions in different programming languages, ASP.NET and the rest of them. Why do we need functions? Can't we just keep using variables? Can't we just continue to define our variables, assign values, and use those variables? Now, there is a reason we need functions. We need functions to actually group our variables. Okay, so that's one simple way we need functions. So um, say you are learning, okay, you are programming different things. Okay, most times you need to remove some things from the page before programming something else. Otherwise, all of them will print out for you. So functions provide a very easy way of being able to group different related codes into segments, okay? So that once you group them, you may not necessarily use them at the time, but it allows you to use them when you need them, okay? Maybe I can explain that better. So you have, say you were working on a calculator and then you had variables that were holding numbers, and then you were able to work on these variables and then add them up, and then work on other variables, subtract them, work on other variables, multiply them, work on another set of the same set of variables and divide them. This will be so scattered on your screen, okay? And then maybe you just have an issue with the subtraction, you want to check it, you see all the other things printed out on the same page, for example, okay? So, but had it been you use functions, you could have grouped them into different parts. You have addition function, you have subtraction function, you have different functions, so that if you want to use subtraction function, you just call that one without having to call the entire thing. And the beauty of functions is that is when you are ready to use it, you call it. And more so, some of the students go advanced to ask me, why don't we just print out of functions? Why do we need to use return statements? Okay, when you print out of functions, it prints just before you call it. So say you have a function that holds two numbers and you add these two numbers together. So you have print, answer, result, okay? And then you want to call it with a print statement. Maybe I'm using Python. I'm now saying the sum of the two numbers is, and I'm now giving the results. Now, just before the beginning of the statement, the sum of the two numbers, you'll already see the result, okay? So you might see 55, the sum is nothing, okay? So that's a bad approach if you were to use that. So, but had it been you used a return statement to return the answer, good, the answer had been returned to the function, but you are not yet ready to use it. And once you are ready to use it, you call it, you can even use it to say result times 2, result plus 2, or my age is result, and you make different computations. So I advise you to use return statements. It works better, especially when it should, when it's proper to use return statements. Then other questions my students keep asking as well is about methods with parameters. Why the hell do we need methods with parameters? Why the hell do we need functions with parameters? Okay, so the programmer keeps hard coding code, keeps hard coding variables. Number is assigned the value of 5, number is assigned, and then works with it. Whereas if you use functions with parameters, you leave those numbers on the function itself, so that when you need to call that code, maybe later on in the program, okay, you can have the liberty to enter the numbers or the set of data. Okay, but there is a problem. You have to know the number or the data types that were defined for the parameters when the function was defined. You have to know two things: the type of data that was defined, and then the exact number of data that were defined. For instance, you have three parameters defined on a function, and then while you are trying to call that function, you now supply two parameters. You have an error because the parameters do not exactly match. So you have to have a way of knowing the actual parameters, number of parameters that were passed. So that is also a weak point. So to solve this problem, you make sure that you place default values for your functions, okay, when creating them, so that when calling them, even if you don't supply all the values, it will improvise with the default values. Do you understand what I mean? So these are a couple of questions I face. I face questions with object-oriented programming, other questions like that. But I hope I've been able to explain some other things. Okay, one particular question I get to be asked also is so why do we need constructors in object-oriented programming? Can't we just go ahead and build methods to hold those variables? Why do we need it in constructors? Well, textbook definitions of constructors, we all know, and then it holds data, attributes for the entire class, all the methods. Those are things we all know, textbook definitions. But Z6 is not all about exposing or talking about those textbook definitions. For over the years, when I relied on textbook definitions, they didn't work out. Okay, I have to understand it in a different way and be able to explain it in a different way so that students will understand in their DNA. Okay, I joked with a friend yesterday. I said, if I get to a hospital and then maybe I am tested, my blood is tested, the doctor will say, I found programming in your blood. I found there is programming in your DNA, okay? Because of how I understand it and how I get to share it out. That's one thing that I can proudly tell you that I'm gifted at. And that's why you should follow my tutorials. And of course, Z6, we try to break down complex topics, very complex topics into very simple things that you can explain. Even somebody wake up, what is this? And you're able to explain using illustrations, using real life scenarios, okay? So the way to explain constructors to make it better for you, think about methods with parameters. Think about methods with parameters. And do you ever have something like classes with parameters? Question mark. We have methods with parameters. That's fine. But have you asked yourself before, do we have, or why don't we have classes with parameters? Okay? In any language, they are the same. So think about constructors. I say this again. Think about constructors as classes with parameters. So while we have methods with parameters, good, we have maybe in Python, you have def, method name, open brackets, and then you have maybe f name, comma, s name. Okay, those are variables, those are attributes, those are arguments within the brackets. So while you have those arguments within the brackets as parameters in a method, you will never see where you have classes and then you open brackets with parameters. So the way you can have classes with parameters is by using constructors. So I can define constructors as methods inside of a class that holds or serves as classes with parameters, or holds parameters for the classes. So I think maybe I can bring that down again. So while we have methods with parameters, constructors serve as classes with parameters. So they're actually methods inside of the classes, but they provide parameters for the classes such that when you create objects of those classes, of that class, after the class definition, you create an object of that class, you are able to provide the set of parameters inside of the bracket. These parameters come from the constructor, not actually from the bracket of the class, but from the constructor. So these and many more explanations that are really useful for you to understand will be what I'll explain in my subsequent series. I'm coming up with series like I've just mentioned in my former intro video. So I'm coming up with series and master classes. So series will cover the extent of an entire course. I'll work with Java, PHP, a complete series on PHP, a complete series on Java, a complete series on Python, a complete series on ASP.NET, a complete series on C#, a complete series on React, vanilla JavaScript, a complete series on website design, okay, a complete series on React Native for mobile app development. Then I also run, I don't know if that one is really long, but I'll run a complete series on Swing. Swing is a desktop development programming language using Java, okay, Swing and FX, okay. And then we also have I can do that one for Tkinter. So some of my students, I'm teaching them Tkinter at the moment. So I might do that. Tkinter is a desktop application development programming language for Python. So you don't need to install it. It comes with Python and it's really easy to use. You can use it to build games as well. I can do that for Kiwi as well. So, but those will not be series per se. I might just put the three of them inside one series, okay, and run. But the one I should start with should be Python because of the request I have, Django, Java, PHP, website design, then React, okay? Then I'll also have master classes. Master classes will be for people that have a basic knowledge, maybe from series, from the core foundations, and then they want to go into the real industrial practice, kind of boot camp, so to say, and then it will focus on working in the industry because I've had vast experience for a decade working as full stack software developer at various organizations. Okay, and then I've had an MSc. I studied software engineering from University of Greenwich, and I graduated with merit in 2013. And I've had vast experience, okay, what I call progressive experience since then, and working at different companies, working with different projects, and very complex ones as well. So I'll share those experiences, and also once I have time, I'll write books. So you might also get into my library to get those books, most of them for free, and some of them can be sold on Amazon. So I'll drop those links for you. So just um, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Please always leave a comment. It encourages me and it makes me to track that my students are really benefiting from my videos, okay? And then say something, just say something, good or bad, I can take it, okay? And actually the bad ones will help me to improve. I need to improve to the best, okay? So I'm a gifted teacher, I know that, but I can improve to the very best for you guys, to the goats in football, okay, like um greatest of all time. So that's the focus of everyone. So I want to be that for you. So once you watch my videos, make sure you leave comments, say something. Oh, it was a nice video. Oh, you were wrong here. Oh, sir, why did we have this? I'll always comment. I'll always reply to your comment with answers. Reply. I will take every good thing you say or every bad thing you say, okay? So, but just comment, let me know that people are watching my videos, not AI, not robots, okay? Just let me know that it's humans watching my videos. Subscribe and look at the channel. I'll be free in September. So I'll be pouring in videos from the 1st of September. I'll be pouring in videos. And also, to your information, below this video on the screen, you can see that you have Zizix IT training. Zizix IT training and software is not just something on the YouTube. It's not just something for this, for this purpose, for a channel. It's actually a big dream, a dream for the future. It's actually a registered company. Okay, so it has been registered in Nigeria, and it's not just a business name. It's registered a limited liability company, registered, fully registered and licensed to operate. So it's more like an institute. So both IT training and software development. And then we also run IT consulting and every other part of IT. I know databases a lot. Okay. I am Oracle certified professional in that's database management, and Microsoft certified professional as well, C#, ASP.NET, and then networking, though I've not attempted the CCNA and CCNP, but I've had vast practical experience with networking, but those are not the core specialty for now. So the core specialty for this company is IT training on different areas. Once I'm done with the programming training, I'll get into the databases, the networking, data science, and the rest of the fields. But programming is the core, and then software development. So we also develop software for clients, individual clients. We develop software for teams, for organizations, okay? And then we also develop enterprise software, cloud-based software that people can actually subscribe and use. So besides the training, there is software, and it's a registered company, okay? So I am so excited that you guys have subscribed, and I'll give out my best. Trust me, you enjoy this channel to the fullest. So learn, ask questions, and soar, okay? I want you to climb, be the best that you are, okay? Be the best. If it's possible for me to know over 16 languages and teach them flexibly, teach them without looking at textbooks, without reading, when I deliver on my channel, you see when I get into mistakes and I try to sort them out. I don't edit my videos, okay? And I don't look at somewhere to copy codes. I write those codes and I give those explanations, no textbook in front of me. Of course, you saw when I explained functions and constructors and all those. I can talk and talk and talk and program the way I want, okay? So it's in my blood, and I would like to pass that on to you guys. I would like any passionate, any enthusiastic programmer, software engineer to be the best that it can be, okay? So like I said, I have credentials that can really help you to succeed. I have a master's degree in software engineering from University of Greenwich. It's in UK, Southeast London, UK. So I studied there in 2012, 2013, and I graduated with a very fantastic result. So after that, I got vast experience that can really help you. So I look forward to seeing you. Watch the series, subscribe to any master classes, join my classes, and follow me up. And leave comments, subscribe, bring your neighbors, bring your friends, and enjoy this wonderful opportunity. Thank you very much, and may God richly bless you. Bye.